Puppet Master, Parasite, Behemoth, Warbeast were the bans here. Minus into Pebbles, Swiftblade into Madman is what we see with the picks so far. But you see Fuse in there definitely respecting, again, Parasite and Warbeast. I believe he's done that all 3 games now. But again, we saw Complexity, specifically what you got, play the Ophelia last game and do it pretty damn well. So kind of wonder if that could be a possibility again here, not coming
I don't
out.
know.
But
Yeah, they're just picking the exact same lineup as last game
that
so
is.
far. I mean, we haven't seen a lot of Swiftblade carry recently because he's just been seen in the mid role, in the suicide role as well. But when things are rolling so well for them, with him on the carry lane, like 500 GPM Swiftblade is going to be scary.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have the stats on it right now because Quincy has like a job or something. I don't know. But yeah, I'm curious to see where they're going to run it this time because it can go both ways. That's what I like about the hero. Also, what I hate about the hero at the same time, though,
Yeah.
playing against it. But yeah, it's yeah, they're valuing it highly because they know that Make can play it so well as well. So they just want to take it away from BMG as well as getting it themselves. And Voodoo Jester.
Is that a Ophelia
It
kind
is.
of pickup? Yeah.
It it counters Ophelia really well in the pushing as well as just the normal creeps. 5 second stun. And I am curious to see if Fusin is going to be playing it or Root of Z because it seems like one of those Root of Z heroes almost.
Yeah. A little more
Because
aggressive, jumping in. Yeah.
yeah, and it can also farm woods fairly well, so they might just decide to do the pull with it. And then gank with the acid cocktail. It has a long range plus curse ground. Does a lot of damage. But we'll see.
That we will. Yeah, definitely not your everyday support, that's for sure. If Quincy was here, I'm sure we noticed that hasn't been played many games. Safe to say
Yeah.
on the competitive scene. So, but one that we have seen before, and in fact, I want to say BMG has actually rated a couple times lately. I'm thinking about it, and I even want to say they were the ones that went for the Mojo build instead
No, I
of,
think
or
that
was
that
that
was
somebody else?
Insania.
Was that Insania? Okay, maybe it
Uh,
wasn't them.
um, yeah, they made a point of it to say that, oh yeah, with the new upgrade, well, as Lapt said it, if I remember correctly, that Mojo was just an incredibly strong spell right now because of the AoE.
Okay.
Just put a lot of sustain onto it.
Hmm.
But yeah, other than that, the hero picks seem fairly standard, I think. Pebbles for Boxy, although he did have quite some hiccups in the first game, he did well in the end, of course. They
Yeah.
won the game. And then there's the Madman for Make, who, yeah, plays it really well as well. Like, I think Madman and Swiftblade are the two heroes that Make really has a grip on. I don't. He did well on the Magnus last game as well, but not as well as he did on the Swiftblade, where he pretty much carried his team. He had 475 GPM at the end, and Taro didn't. So I'm gonna say Make carried that.
Yeah, no, he definitely did that game for sure. And again, just a good team effort by them. And yeah, we'll see. Now, BMG has been known to run the Madman carry as well, to be fair. So kind of like that Swiftblade idea, where it's not 100% going to be suicide here, but it's probably going to be suicide at the same time. So just a matter of what they decide in. A lot of time being used here as far as these bans. With that said, you had Clanks into Magnus, Bubbles into Pharaoh, Cthulhu Font into Moraxis, and now we have the 4th pick coming
I
out for
guess
Complexity.
Cthulhu was banned because of Ophelia on the Legion side.
Yeah,
I still find it quite curious though, because I mean BMG has tried to run Cthulhu on Root of Z, but
it's not
it's
their
not
style.
it's not been their style or very successful. So
Yeah, if there's a game to pick it up, it definitely could have been here, though, like you mentioned with the Ophelia, so might as well just take it out as an
yeah,
option.
but then why not, like, if Voodoo Jester is going to be summer support, which I actually doubt now that I'm thinking about it more. I mean, why not ban Moira, for example? That hero is ridiculously strong right now. Or the Rift Walker, other Root of Z heroes, so to
Man,
speak.
yeah, Moira's still there, and they even go torture themselves over Moira. You do see Master of Arms in response, though, from BMG. And now is that going to be a carry MOA or
Yeah.
support?
Well, we'll see.
Yeah,
Honestly, I think it's good either way.
yeah.
It, it's super strong versus Ophelia, that's for sure. With the pushing presence or counter pushing presence, of course. Ooh,
Can't say I saw that one coming. Monkey King.
for
Final
Fuzzy Stuff.
pick. It has been a while since we've seen a Monkey King.
Yeah, they buffed him. Heavenly
Did
Vault
they?
costs a lot less mana now. It used to cost like 150 mana per vault.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's a slight buff, but Monkey King definitely had mana problems. So, yeah. It used to be that it would scale up from 120, 130, 140, 150, and now it's just 120 static, I think,
Okay. Yeah, let's
in
pull up,
terms of buff skill.
pull up the patch notes right here to double check those numbers. Yeah, it looks like, yep, you were right. Yeah, Constitution just 120 at all levels. So, yeah, that was the only change. So, yeah, definitely buff, though, for him. And so he's going to be, so could he be ran? No, he is going to be mid, right? I mean,
Fuzzy Sloth, yeah, mid.
okay.
That's definitely going to be the case.
That's very likely expect that. Okay,
Wait,
maybe.
what?
Well, again, they haven't readied up yet,
Um,
so.
no, but I mean Beaver Banger. I'm just going to keep calling him Beaver Banger, honestly.
Yeah.
And Oscar switching heroes.
Uh-oh, Fusen just
Oh
DC'd.
no, that's awkward.
Yeah. Is he coming back
Yeah,
now?
but I guess. Oh, but they can pick it anyways because right
Demented?
click.
Huh. Oh, will that still work?
So, yeah, it will.
Oh, there you
But
go. Yeah.
then the things you know, Bricky. But then there's Moa carry now.
Okay.
I'm not sure I'm happy about this because Swiftblades is going to mow them all down. It seems if he manages to get a good start, and then there's the Midas, of course, with a PK, is just going to jump out Moa every single fight. And then there's the Monkey King, who's going to have a party with Voodoo Jester and Demented Shaman.
Yeah, so Demented Shaman, why would they pick DS, you think? With the final pick here. What what is the
Um,
logic? Because that's obviously not a typical support option either. Oh.
um, well, basically, there's the fact that Demented Shaman gives armor to the team with his ultimate, and that's really strong versus both Swiftblade ulti and, Monkey King.
Okay.
So there's that. But, I mean, I don't usually want to see a DS unless you're really interested in pushing, and for the rest, they don't have a pushing team, so that's where I'm kind of curious, to say the least.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get to. Dement is definitely a niche pick, and it seems like if anything, it's either with that one good initiation with like a Cthulhu Font, even a Zephyr, or a Balfagor, or it's just like full out push. So they don't necessarily have either one of those. It's just more so kind of there. And I guess you're right. I mean, it's that logic of it's decent against some burst damage, with the heal as well as the Unbreakable, and then the physical armor on top of that. But yeah, not a typical one. So we'll see how that works
He,
for
yeah,
BMG.
he was also kind of recently changed to be, to have a stun at an earlier level with the Entangle ability. Of course, now it's 0, 0.5, or is it? I'm not sure.
It's no, it wasn't the 3.7 patch.
No, it was the patch before
It was
that
the
when,
before that. That's right.
yeah,
Okay.
where the stun just started stunning before being level 3. So, I mean, he's better against suicides now.
Okay.
Yeah, 0, 0.5, 1, 1.5.
He also got buffs this last patch though too, including the Unbreakable. It's actually got a fairly significant buff with the cooldown. It's now 45 to 30 seconds at level 1, 35 to 25, 25 to 20, and then 15 at level 4 still. But especially at level 1, I mean, 15 seconds less. That's pretty significant actually. So
Yeah, I
changes there.
agree. I didn't actually notice that. I mean, makes him a bit better early game, of course. But yeah, I'm still wondering, like, how is this going to add up in the end? It doesn't add up in my head, these heroes. I mean,
Yeah.
it's strong versus Swiftblade, the healing wave, of course, still going through the spin, but yeah.
Also, where they're gonna lane this thing? Like, are they gonna put DS in the jungle too? Are they gonna? What? It's about to start. It's playing the Master of Arms, so is this gonna be DS jungle with the Voodoo Jester supporting Master here, even, or in the middle and with Pebbles, or?
I mean, if they're going to go woods with him, why not just pick the Riftwalker? Riftwalker wasn't banned, and they're going to look to push with the Legion side, and that's perfect for Rudivzi to set up his very famous Riftwalker ultis.
Yeah.
Wormholes. Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, I don't know. It feels weird.
It
Still.
does.
I don't know if I like it.
Maybe they just value the armor that much from the Stormcloud. Because, I mean, you are
Yeah.
right. It is a lot, especially with that Monkey King. So, because the Monkey King itself is obviously a very odd pick. It's not a very typical pickup at all. So, maybe that is ultimately the case here. They just figure, you know what? Armor's good. Dimension Shaman applies that with his ultimate. Let's go ahead and pick him up. With that said.
I'm curious to see, finally, though, are they going to get Void Talismans on the Hellborn side? It's perfect versus Swiftblade. It's really good versus Ophelia as well, because most of the damage is physical that comes out from her due to the creeps. And then there's Monkey King, who gets almost completely nullified. One-Gen Slam will still go through, of course, being magic. But, yeah. I mean, I know my own teammate, Slaske, he really values Void Talisman a lot. So, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we saw that in your guys' series, I feel like, too. That was another thing that really stood out.
Bricky, am I talking too much about my own team?
No, not at all.
Not at all? All right.
It's good insight.
You know, comparing it,
Yeah.
making sure that I'm not talking out of my ass.
No, it's from a tournament game. I mean, it makes sense there, so... And there's definitely a lot. I do find it a little funky you say it's good against a Swiftblade, because obviously it's the magic damage spin
The ultimate.
as well. But yeah, of course it is good against the ultimate. But if it was just a Swiftblade, I don't know, is that value to be like, we need to avoid Talisman? I don't think so.
But of course, ultimately, the spin doesn't do that much damage anymore. And then it's just the auto attacks through the spin as well, because that's the reason Swiftblade got picked up again, because he's actually able to auto attack through the spin. So if they get a Void Talisman, then it's literally only spin damage, and to be honest, that's not that much in the later stages of the game. Okay, but let's look at these lanes. Voodoo Jester at top and Demented Shaman middle. They're just gonna dual mid this.
Yeah.
Versus Torture Monkey King. All right.
Well, yeah, so, I mean, DS, obviously he's great against melee in general. The fact that Monkey King goes for last hits, he could take a lot of damage from that healing wave, so. And then you do feel the goo on top of that for Master of Arms, so there is pretty good synergy there, actually. Potential.
There's the dual ranged synergy right now from the Hellborn side, but I was almost thinking, like, Pebbles could have also been in this dual lane, because then you can chuck people into creep waves, of course. But then there's the fact that it's a Monkey King, and Pebbles has virtually no armor at the early stages of the game, 0.5. So I think Monkey King is one of those heroes that can actually bring down a Pebbles if he's not careful.
Oh, there we go. Going to jump on a Dimension Shaman. Healing Wave comes out, and it wasn't really close to Creep Wave, so he's going to be fine, kind of. Ophelia's coming in, though, with the Minotaur. The Stomp is not in range. What you got just didn't feel comfortable doing it, and Dimension Shaman able to sneak on out of there. Nobody dies in response, at least, so he chased pretty far right there, but ultimately everyone stays alive. What you got off the bat, trying to be active once again. Did have a great Ophelia game last game, so make sure to be of assistance.
He's trying to replicate it this game, but that almost felt a little bit forced. Had he maybe maneuvered the Minotaur around, I mean, the Hellborn doesn't have any vision there, so had he put it behind the tower and then looked for initiating, then he definitely would not have missed the stun. Because the Minotaur would come from the other direction, and then it might have been a first split. But then again, that takes more time. Just a lot of factors to be considered, of course.
Yeah. Could have played a little bit more of a safe route, but chose to go for the aggressive one. Didn't work out in the end. Double damage on a Torturer, as he does a good job of rune protection right there, the 2-minute. And actually, this is giving, some pretty strong ground here to stand and try to box them out, allow for Monkey King
Top
to
lane.
get some good last hits. Top lane, they jump on a Midas. Combo comes out. He is going to be able to elemental warp initially.
But
He
boots
buys
are
boots
up
right there. One more auto attack is all that's necessary, though. Elemental warp in 5 seconds. It's going to be so close. He has 4 trees as well. Yeah, he's going to eat through. I think he may actually escape right here.
Oh no! If he escapes, then Pebbles wasted so much time.
He did. He gets out of there.
Really well played. I mean, I'm gonna mention this, but he sold 2 of his minor totems as he was running through the side shop to buy his boots.
Wow. Good heads up.
It was effective, definitely.
Yeah, it's quite the commitment. I mean, because if he dies there, obviously that just really is kind of. I don't know if that's really worth it in the end, but.
Well, I mean, boots are always great on the suicide.
Yeah,
it just
true.
Arguably one of the most important items to get on the suicide.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't need to get sustain if you can dodge most of the damage just due to running away.
It makes sense there. Madman nearly down, by the way. He was diving onto Swiftfoot at the bottom lane, but got very low, but Make heals on up with the health potion.
Make loves doing that, by the way.
Yeah.
Just like running in and diving people.
Really
Seems to be his
aggressive.
thing. But
Madman's a good hero for that.
yeah, definitely. But I gotta say, I did expect that Swiftblade would do better than a Madman, just because he can get the boots earlier. Well, he hasn't picked them up yet, but he can if he wants to. But I mean, he can just spin down waves. He just needs to have maybe 2 mana pots, and he can do it until like minute 5 and get more farm than this Madman.
Yeah.
It's only slightly, but it's enough, I'd say.
Torture, again, good rune control. Baba Ganoush, formerly known as Resher, bottles up that illusion rune right there. And it's going to give it back to Monkey King, I'm sure.
I think top lane.
Trouble again,
Never
maybe.
mind. No, they're not going to go for it. There's no mana on Pebbles. He did buy a Chalice, though, on Pebbles, I saw
Yeah.
earlier. So, I mean, I think that's a really good pickup, especially because there's no Nymph or Glacius to give him extra mana.
Yeah, you mentioned he bonded a little bit ago, though, and it's still not even close. Like, the courier's finally coming out right here, so just bad timing or...
Yeah, Make really wanted his bottle at bottom. I have a feeling they've been using it a bit. But in mid lane, Monkey King almost goes down. There was the strength of the Immobilize heal.
Some combo
I'd say.
coming out. Yeah, Ophelia joined the party, though, and that it was enough to kind of scare them off from diving the tower, but... Yeah, he did get low, but again, that synergy there. Master of Arms throws down the goo, and Dimension Shaman gets a good healing wave off. Especially if MOA is able to stun them first, so next to the creep wave. That could be pretty brutal as far as damage goes.
Yeah, definitely. Moa is not maxing his Q, which, like, with the new buffs to the hero, you have more than 600 range when you have your E ability at level 1. So I would prefer seeing him, max out his Q because it's a 3-second immobilize when he uses it as in the red form, which is very long. It's shorter range, but I really feel that maxing the nukes is the way to go early game because most of the damage comes from magic damage.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Well, again, keep an eye on if he's able to get a kill out of this or not.
Look at bottom lane though. They're both running for the rune.
Oh, yeah.
But,
6
oh
coming
no,
up.
Make might be in trouble. Make might be in trouble.
Level 6 Swiftblade. You do got to be careful with that middle lane, by the way. Bloodlust Kill is going to come out. It's a 1-for-1 exchange, but it looks like Complexity gets it first. And Dimension Shaman is going to be fine at the end. But yeah, let's watch that race to the bottom road. And sure enough, Bloodlust Kill happens middle lane. Torture, again, got credit for, or more so Fuzzy Sloth got credit, but he died just after. So very close back and forth. Ends up in favor of Complexity, though.
Fuzzy Sloth making a point now. He has 300 GPM, and man, Balthazar is at 180. This is not what he's used to.
Yeah, how is he? How is he starting? I mean, are you surprised actually that MOA's creep farm, I guess, he's being out creep farmed by quite a bit.
Yeah, like it's not a small amount. It's 24 to 18. I mean, he did just die and all, but I know Balthazar to be a really good last hitter. That's one of his many strengths. That's why it's so annoying to face him when, even in the later stages of the game, when a suicide is trying to recover. If he's in the lane, you're going to miss a lot of last hits because he's just really good at that. But man, it's not showing today, it seems.
Yeah, I'm really shocked that it is that low. I mean, you mentioned the GPM, and it's the first thing you look at, and yeah, really not reflecting the best start for Baltazar, so struggling to be just above 200 gold per minute right now. Again, still early on, no doubt, but definitely surprising. Double damage on a Monkey King. That's a dangerous rune for him to have early on, but I don't know if he's going to find an opportunity, it looks like. Yeah, wears off, so unable to capitalize with it. Instead, kind of sitting back. His support currently isn't with him. Torture's actually doing a pull at the bottom lane for Swiftblade, so doing a little bit of a rotation there. But you could tell, I mean, Monkey King, it was already kind of tough in a 2v2, but with a 1v2, melee versus double range, no chance for him.
I was typing this just to, maybe this is the reason why Baltazar, and the fact that it's already 12-ish.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of factors. I mean, it's probably been a long day. I mean, they are gamers, as you like to say, so they should just stay up late because that's what they do.
Exactly.
But I guess you could take it into consideration.
Yeah, no, it's worth pointing out, most certainly.
Yeah.
So.
Foxy is taking out a triple stack right now, but Asuka, he's looking to steal some of it. Look at this.
Oh, look at the bottom lane, by the way. They catch Madman, and they will get the kill. That was very well played. Dust on Torture. That was a very greedy choice by Make, but better response by the Legion team. They saw him stalking up, and, well, he happened to have Dust. So catches him as he is, and he ends up going down, of course, in the long run. So very well played again by the Legion side. But as you were talking about, Baltazar is doing a triple stack in the jungle here. Going to increase the farm. Or is that... Oh, Boxy?
Boxy was doing it, and then Asuka came over and stole some of it and did some good damage to Pebbles. But they were both fine in the end.
Gotcha.
But yeah, now Baltazar is trying to increase his own farm a bit, and that's what that acid is really good for. It just does such ridiculous damage. Like, it wasn't even maxed out, and he managed to farm that with ease. That's one of the strengths of BMG, though. They make use of the woods, even though they don't have a jungler.
Yeah, you know, Stay Green was famous for using Master of Arms in that sense, too. Quite a bit.
Yeah.
The Ancients specifically, and right as I say that, I think they might be heading over. Yeah, they're going to head over. He is very good at doing this with the assistance, especially of one hero. The asset obviously makes it pretty easy to do ultimately, and these are even Predecessors, which I would think is even better. Well, maybe not actually. You probably would want the dragons. But anyways, point being, triple stack Ancients, they're going to kill them off.
Easier to kill, for sure.
Easier, yeah. So, well, taking a little bit of time here, I guess. 10-minute rune spawns, though. Want to pick that up. But
I gotta say, Complexity is really making sure to have the runes be a big object for them. Like, they really are focusing on getting them, and it's beautiful to see because they got that invis in game 1 where what you got was playing Cthulhu and actually managed to get a kill on the Pebbles middle with it. So, always very important, especially in the later stages of the game when a DD might pop up.
Also, it's good to show you, again, the control of the map with the jungle, the Ancients. Master of Arms already up 300 gold per minute. We were just talking about how he's struggling to be 200 or so.
Yeah.
Jumps up 100 GPM.
2 triple stacks will do that for you. But at the same time, though, Monkey King also at 300 GPM. He did take out a double stack of Ancients?
I think it was only double, yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, he'd be higher up there right now. But then again, it could be argued that he has more difficulty taking them. But mid lane...
Yeah, they're going to jump on a Dimension Shaman right here, flinging him back and forth, but he's going to be fine. Never mind. Ophelia comes in, but at what cost here? Oh, those are just the minions. So Ophelia herself should be fine. Acid Cocktail hits, but that is going to stun the creeps pretty aggressively, as we talked about. And she ports back one of her minions, but the second one. But Make got caught going a little too far. And he goes down -1 some more. Not going to happen. But, yeah, Make was so tunnel vision on killing the creeps that didn't even think about getting turned on right there, and sure enough did. So good play from Complexity coming out once again on their side.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Fuzzy Sloth is doing work. He caught the DS out of position, and then I did mention the sneaky play coming out from Ophelia sneaking his creeps around to make sure to secure a kill, and that's exactly what they did. Even though it was torture to technically get the kill with the stun, it was still very well played.
Yeah,
great idea.
Look at Voodoo Chester, by the way. You know, something. I think they have done this before, because that's why I brought it up earlier that he has actually gone the Mojo before instead of the Cursed Ground, and doing that here. getting the level 4 Acid Cocktail, level 2 Mojo.
Yeah,
I don't know. It
I
just
don't
seems so
know.
odd, though.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I think what they should do with the Voodoo Jester is, put maybe just a couple levels into Oh no. Make
Maka goes
is just
down.
having a
Yeah.
bad game.
Fiddle and they almost got
Yeah,
Monkey King as
he,
well, but it's
I
fine.
mean, it's always been almost the same thing with the Swiftblade earlier. He went greedy, but then ended up paying like a heavy price
Yeah.
and getting nothing in return. So, yeah, BMG showing that the greed is real.
Yeah, but going back to the Mojo, and we talk about the Demented Shaman pick, it's like they got two now healers, really, but
Yeah, they don't deal any damage. Where's the damage going to come from, right?
that
And
is,
Madman,
yeah.
yeah, Madman doesn't deal that much damage either. He's just there to be annoying. Pebbles is, of course, the big thing, but ultimately it's gonna come from Master of Arms, and well, Master of Arms is an Energizer, so that's gonna be a while in coming.
Well, the point I was getting at, too, it's like, if you're going to have two healers on your team, you usually would think this is going to be a grouping up and push and team fight. I mean, obviously that's where the heals shine.
That's
This is
my
not
main
a
issue with the
makeup,
draft
though.
as well.
Yeah. It's not a
I mean,
team makeup.
I had mentioned it. Yeah, like if you're gonna pick up DS, you're gonna want to push, and especially with especially with the Voodoo on top of that, maxing his mojo. I mean,
Oh, Pebbles
well,
bottom lane, but he got there a little too late. And Swiftblade was able to react in time. Good play by Formless right there. Meanwhile, Master of Arms, he can't nearly react in time because, well, doesn't have that escape. And he goes down in the end. So good find there. Fuzzy Sloth getting credit for the kill. Now 3-0-1, 350 gold per minute. What is Fuzzy Sloth going for? Is he going to Helm of the Black Legion? I know Mickey has done this.
I
We've seen on
think
him.
he might. Maybe he might go. He might go for an icon. I've seen people do that as well.
Okay.
So that the moment you get a kill, like it does seem like the hero for it, right? Quickly burst someone down and then heal up
Yeah,
again.
that's true.
But yeah, Helm is definitely an option as well because it makes him incredibly tanky, and of course he can also split it up into an icon if he so wants to.
Yeah. Yeah, he could have bought that by now, though. So something tells me you actually might be right. I mean, is that or what else is there? An Elder Parasite? So,
Well, we'll see.
yeah.
We'll see in a few minutes or a few seconds.
Something like an Elder Parasite doesn't seem... Because he's an ability that shines off of his skill set. Like the fact that he can constantly combo. So the auto attack presence, not necessarily that's
Okay.
crazy. Okay, it is going to be Helm still. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he was just waiting with buying of it, but yeah, I would not advocate an Elder Parasite
Yeah.
on Monkey King in the way that he is now. I mean, his skills are just mainly from him moving around, not really auto attacking. So that's why I also frown upon people picking up a shield breaker on Monkey King. It just doesn't fit.
Yeah, it's go like a Soul's Bork instead. If anything,
Yeah, exactly.
to amp your damage still, but...
But I like that that he's not picking up a Soul's Bulwark as first item because I think it's like it doesn't actually give you any damage. It just makes your skills like deal more damage, I guess, but it doesn't actually give you damage. You know what I mean? And it's a great team item, sure. Oh, Voodoo Jester. Oh,
Mojo!
wow. Damn it, Bricky.
Yeah, even if he had Curse Ground, obviously he's dead there no matter what. But
Yeah, that just comes back to the pick, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Rhapsody would have died as well, but Moira would have been able to ulti.
True. Not many could survive, but she would be one of those.
Mid lane.
Middle lane, they're trying to get Swiftfoot again, but Portal Key on Boxy, he's had enough for a little bit. He's tried a couple times, but this is still a Portal Key Pebbles that's still 0-0-0 here. Again, not necessarily to his fault. It's just has not gotten the connection here.
Not like that game where he played Legionnaire, got his PK, and
Oh,
murdered
jeez.
Certhos over and over again.
That was ridiculous. Yeah,
That was.
that must have been a fun game to play.
Mm.
Monkey King, he's gonna be fine.
I mean, the Cersei was pretty fun, right?
That was fun. Yes, that was a lot of fun.
But yeah, something just doesn't add up to me about this draft from the Hellborn team. A lot of people say that games can be won off of draft, and I think this is definitely one of them.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, draft is definitely where it starts, and uh, drafting. There's a lot to drafting. Any pro player would vouch for that, of course. It's not just a simple like we play these certain heroes, we like these heroes, let's just play
Mid
them.
lane.
Middle lane. We do have a jump around a Monkey King. Deep at the Master's Call though came out. No, that was the offensive actually on a Pebbles actually.
Mojo.
And he ends up going down. Mojo ain't gonna be enough. Demented Shaman goes down as well. As Voodoo Jester's like, well, I'm Mojo'd. I'm out of here now. Yeah,
Chris Ground would have gotten the kill. 100%.
Very likely would have, but I'm also kind of curious about the choice to do an offensive Master's Call there on Pebbles rather than the defensive. So there was a couple of things in that instance that just didn't make sense. And Complexity, not only they win the fight, but they're not going to push out here in the middle lane. So 18 minutes in, they get their most comfortable lead yet. And Swiftblade, he also just got a Firebrand delivered.
Yeah, I mean, they have the Astrolabe on the Ophelia. They have good creeps. Not perfect. I would really like to see a Skeleton in there, but they also have an Abyssal. So, they have the team items. Again, the same thing as last game. They have a very similar draft. Instead of Midas middle, though, it was... no, was Midas middle?
I think so, but actually Monkey King's trying to get away right here, and he's not going to be able to. In the end, he does go down, so good kill from Fusa, but at what cost here? Asuka coming in. Transmute not going to connect just yet. Well, there we go. He makes it connect, and then comes the spin. He doesn't care about the Asakok, just spins right on through him. Midas trying to get away still. Pebbles jumps in. Stalagmites is going to connect, but a nice chain of reactions from Torture on top of that. In the background, Midas, he's going for another kill. Meanwhile, the chase is on over here. Madman and now Pebbles. He's taking some damage. There's that offensive Master's Call this time, and this time it makes sense. Torturer is going to eventually be bursted down in the long run. So Voodoo Jester went down in the background. Oh, the Minotaur's done. Nice dodge, though, from Pebbles with the portal key. And Ophelia is going to fall. However, Madman, oh, man, he's going to barely live, isn't
He's
he? Yep.
safe.
He does live.
Really
in the
good
end,
fight
so.
from BMG.
Definitely.
I did not expect that. No buybacks used, though, so I guess in the end it was 2 for 2? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
It was. It looked like it looked a lot more bloody, I gotta say.
Yeah. It wasn't that bad in the end, I guess.
Yeah.
So Monkey King lived, right? Yeah, he did live. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was earlier. Yeah, no, he lived. No.
No, he died at the start of the fight.
He did die. That's right. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So.
There we go.
Well, yeah, he was the second hero to go down, wasn't he?
No, he was the first one, I'm pretty sure. Fusin killed him.
I mean, if there were 2 heroes to die. Well, 3
Whatever.
heroes died.
He died.
Okay, doesn't matter. 3 for 2. BMG won that fight. Let's move on. And Make is actually recovering well. 280 GPM now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really needs to get that form up. I wonder what he's going to go, though. Is he going to go straight Shrunken? I wouldn't like it, but he might need it.
This is one of those really tough games on that
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Because there is reason for it, Midas and Torture especially, but a
At
lot
the
of
same
physical.
time, yeah.
So it is tough. I think he passes up on it. Yeah, the more I'm thinking about it, I don't think it makes sense here, ultimately. Probably better off with, do they have a Souls? They do actually on Pebbles. And actually, speaking of that, Swiftplay will live. Beautiful job keeping him alive. Ophelia's touch up and with that. Deep in the Master's Call and Pebbles trying to keep him alive. That's not going to happen, though, I think. Or maybe the Chuck. No, it's not going to happen. The Swift Slashes did help take out Boxy. Or excuse me, Rude FC as well. So double tap for the team. Man, Swiftblade barely living right there.
Yeah. It's just not clicking for them right now.
Oh, they got the top tower kill at least.
Okay, so Mighty Blade picked up on Make, but that might be a basher as well, so
Yeah. Still not 100%
we'll
there.
see. I know that Minimaggot one time criticized what was it, Okami for not picking up a basher Shrunken when he was playing the Madman, but went for Nullfire instead. And I personally actually think that Nullfire could be effective this game because Monkey King without mana is nothing, pretty much. And although it is 700 mana right now, that the maximum that he has as maximum, Madman attacks fast, and Monkey King uses a lot of mana. jumping around and stuff. So if he's able to slow down the Monkey King, he's just going to be auto-attacking, and that's not what you want from a Monkey King.
Yeah.
Same thing goes for the Midas and the Torturer. Like, they all desperately need their mana. So it's not the craziest idea, plus the idea that you can purge dust that gets put on you, of course. And it gives you just, a lot of damage, I'd say.
Yeah, no, I definitely see warrant for it. Right here. And, and if you're not going to have a shrunken head, as we're talking about that, then the Brutalizer, it's still a great item, but I still think it obviously makes it a little less strong than being able to have free reign with a shrunken, so.
Yeah, I really think that Nullfire is a good pickup this game, just for, like, its many uses. But I really wonder what he's going to go. I'm going to be disappointed if he goes straight shrunken, because they need damage.
Yeah, and that's not going to do it yet. The Monkey King alone is going to still be able to throw him around. Obviously, Swiftblade will still do plenty. So, yeah, it just doesn't seem like it really is the strongest pickup here. Not often saying that, but here, maybe not so much. Baltazar, too, though, for that matter. It looks like he is trying to get that shrunken head himself. He went the Thunderclaw first. Middle lane. Meanwhile, Pebbles is going to be jumped off the back. Quick transmute. And Master couldn't even react right there. He had a Master's Call, but not even
GD on
a
Swiftblade with the ultimate will do that too.
Mm-hmm. So Pebbles, is he buying back? I don't think so. No, yes he does.
He should. There's 2,600 gold saved up on Madman, and I don't think they're going to win this fight if they don't buy stuff on him.
Well, that's a good Storm Cloud right there. Hit everyone, actually. So, yeah, you cannot underestimate that. I mean, everyone's down to basically nothing, if not negative armor. But it does go off right there.
It's gone. Yeah.
So, only for so long.
But buyback happened on Pebbles, and they're looking for initiation right now. There we go.
They find it right there on a Swiftblade. Not enough follow-up, though. He spins back in. They're thinking about fighting this, actually. Torture standing his ground. No, that's because he's locked down, I guess. Doesn't have much of a choice. He is going to fall there. Ophelia is going to fall as well. And I think Complexity, man, that was a team decision to fall back when they honestly could have fought that, I feel like. But maybe they just weren't all close enough right there. But because, yeah, it wasn't the best jump. I mean, Swiftblade was able to get out initially.
I would like to mention, though, that the Legion team has almost 7k gold saved up. Well, yeah, 7k gold saved up on their heroes, and with only a 4k gold lead, that brings them to a 3k deficit. So
yeah,
maybe they wanted to just go back and buy stuff, but they obviously made that decision too late.
And now you got a token on Master of Arms because of it. So that's a very costly decision there, or lack thereof.
That lightning was doing a lot of damage that fight as well. So I like that pickup, but what's with the double energizer? They've done it in 2 games now.
Do they have to? You're right.
They did it the first game as well when they had the Swiftblade and the Tarot both picking up an energizer. If one of them picks it up, I don't want the other one picking it up either. Madman could have also gone for an Abyssal instead, for example. Bottom lane.
Yeah, Pebbles was sitting here for a while. Is it actually going to be enough? It doesn't look like it, and I think it's mainly because they have this tower here. So BMG didn't want to dive.
Also, the fact that Moa used the Immobilize instead of the stun. Against the Swiftblade, you might want to stun him so he can't spin away from the Immobilize. Mm-hmm. Kind of a misplay there. I think Swiftblade would have definitely died if that wasn't the case.
Yeah, that's true. Able to skirt on out of there, though. You got Monkey King. Speaking of all that gold sitting on, 3,000 gold just about. So Hellflower, it's getting close for him, but not there just yet. What do you make of the Hellflower pickup on him?
Gives him enough mana to do a lot, and I mean, when you're being thrown around by Monkey King, the worst thing then is to not be able to do anything about it, of course, and being silenced puts you in that area, I would say.
Yeah.
So, yeah, also very great versus the Madman to prevent the Shrunken, although that's gonna be difficult. Same thing for the Moa, of course. And then he can also cancel channels from Voodoo Jester with the ultimate. And actually, Abyssal picked up on Demented Shaman, which I do like. They're going more for team items right now, and that's what they need to do so that they can actually hold on in this game.
Honestly, is Abyssal great for them, or maybe Gnome's Wisdom? I think might have made more sense in this case, to be honest. But yeah, they got Madman and Pebbles.
Yeah,
I guess.
Plus the fact that Gnome's Wisdom, it's very, very niche. Like, Ugi can pick it up because he uses like 2,000 mana a second. Well, not
Yeah,
that much,
that
of course, but
helps.
he uses a lot of mana. And, like, to be honest, Pebbles doesn't use a lot of mana. It's just 240. And that's where the HP comes from when you use it, when you use Gnomes. I'd rather have 5 armor plus Lifesteal for both Madman and Pebbles, who, yeah, hits really hard.
Yeah. It's a 900 radius, too. I was double checking the radius on it. So, yeah, I guess the likelihood of them actually having the life still is fairly good. Dimension will usually be somewhat close. The heals,
Hopefully.
if anything, yeah. That's kind of important, so. Defensive tower bottom lane, that's going to go down. And, yeah, I mean, this gold lead, it's down to 3,600 in favor of BMG, or excuse me, in favor of Complexity. And remember, BMG also has a token of life on Master of Arms, so this is still anyone's game, most certainly here. This being, again, Game 3, guys, 1-1 series tie. And this is a best of 5 on top of it all, so once again, still plenty of fun left.
Yeah, so, I mean, Madman did go the Shrunken. It did work out in the fight earlier because they didn't manage to stop him anyway, but they were also running away. So, I mean, it worked out in this case, but I still think that he would have done the exact same, if not more, if he had a different item.
Yeah.
He would have probably done more damage and maybe even be able to catch the, what was it, Torture afterwards or Monkey King?
Yeah. They're chasing there.
Yep.
Was that, jeez, Master of Arms attacks so fast in that red form.
Yeah, great with the Thunderclaw, of course. But when you think about it, such great attack speed really scales well with auto attack damage because as you add more and more attack speed, it starts doing less for you. So what I'm thinking is he needs to go some damage at him right now that truly gives him damage, like a Savage Mace, for example. Or even a Rift Shards, but that's less effective for obvious reasons. You know, his damage gets reduced, so.
Middle tower, though, going to be pushed in for the top tower, however. So at least a nice exchange there for Complexity. Be happy
Complexity,
with that.
they're sitting back, and I'm not sure they should. They feel really demotivated after last fight. Now they're just trying to split push. And I don't think it's the right decision, to be honest.
Yeah.
They still have an Ophelia, and Ophelia falls off heavily in the late game, as does a Torturer if he doesn't get any farms. So, yeah. I don't know what else to say. Now they're giving away towers for free.
They give away the bottom one right there. You saw the Stormcloud used defensively on everyone, just going into the fight. And again, it's a really short cooldown. It's only 40 seconds, so using it if you think a fight's happening, not the worst idea in the world, especially with the Monkey King and a or Swiftblade as we keep going back to.
I definitely wonder if DS is going to go for a Staff of the Master this game, so that the ulti lasts up to 36 seconds, I think, when maxed out.
Really? Is it that long? Jeez.
Yeah, and then, 36 armor or minus 36 armor on the enemy team.
That's a lot.
Yeah, indeed. So it'd be interesting to see. I would probably prefer Storm Spirit, though. Very great against Swiftblade ulti again, as well.
Somebody's finding someone up here. Monkey King. That's kind of true, too. Monkey King is one of these heroes that you even mentioned the idea of could be an icon. Obviously, it didn't end up being one, but one that is going to be looking for kills throughout the game, and he's only 4-1-2. I mean, really, overall, this is not a action-packed game by any means. It's 14-6 lead for Complexity, but feel like they haven't really been able to find a lot of kills here.
Yeah, other than in the laning phase when Make had a hiccup, and then, of course, Pebbles as well, dying a couple times. I mean, I gotta say, BMG has been doing a really good job at splitting up the farm, splitting up the map, making sure that all their heroes get farm rather than just, one, because otherwise they would never be able to recover such a gold deficit. Bashina picked up a Madman, so he's gonna 400 GPM. Wow, he really recovered.
Yeah, he was like 0-3 to start this game. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous, and it's just gonna keep on going up. I'm thinking, like, wow.
Yeah.
He's also level 17, so he's got the maxed out gash, and that's gonna do wonders versus heroes like Midas, who originally think, oh, they're pretty tanky. No, not anymore. Swiftblade, though, running invis, Gonna find the Madman.
Yeah, he is going to find Madman, and he just killed, but now he stalks through. Pebbles, though, he can't get away like a Madman can. He is going to be found and eventually falls right there. You see Madman himself is just going to take the easy way out and go for the homecoming stone. So good find there from Complexity. Again, especially in a game where it's proven to be a very passive game as of late.
Fusen did pick up an eye, which is really, really nice for the Hellborn team so that they can take control back of their woods. Fusen, man, like, look at these wards. He's really making sure to, you know, inform his aggressive farmers, I would say, to you know, get some space to know when people are coming, unless it's in this Swiftblade.
Yeah, that's just all right there.
Yeah.
So the idea is there, but unfortunately in that case didn't help out of the fullest. But you see them push in middle, they fall back though.
Yeah, they have so much gold saved up again.
Yeah.
Like, that's 8k gold at least that they have saved up. So, and they can't push versus a MOA. It's just it doesn't happen.
Yeah, the Goo's really strong. By the way, MOA does have a Blessed Orb. And I assume, I don't know. I mean, they're obviously going to make so many things.
Yeah. I mean, I would really like to see him get some damage, and Geos is a way to do that. But if he goes for the Frostwolf, his lightning is going to be his main source of damage, and I don't like that idea, per se. Unless he goes for a sheepstick or something silly like that. But
yeah.
But that doesn't seem very likely, no.
Yeah, that would be a little silly probably, so.
Yeah, but like, why would he pick up the Blessed Orb instead of a Firebrand? I mean,
yeah.
Blessed Orb is then 10 strength, so 190 HP. Nullstone.
Okay. An item that we didn't see coming.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah, that's... I still find it kind of strange, because usually it's an item you pick up way earlier. Okay, but it makes sense now. The Sheepstick and the Hellflower, definitely tools that you want not used on you.
Yeah. Ideally will help prevent that, but the combo of Shrunken Head and Nullstone's always an iffy one, because it is a very defensive build.
I just wanted to mention that, like, are they going to have the damage? That seems to be the issue with me the entire time this game. Chain Lightning does a bit, but it's not that much, and look at middle lane.
Builder, they're going to get a great jump right there, and it's Master of Arms. Can he actually escape? He has a Shrunken Head up. They catch Dimension Shaman. Master tried to ult here, I think, but actually ended up not doing so at the end. So, well, they'll take that trade at least. At least it's only the DS instead of the Master of Arms, but Dimension's actually dead for another 40 seconds and is not buying back. So, going to open up a possible Conqueror attempt. They need to counterward this, though, and they're not going to. That's going to be the vision they need.
Yeah, but are they going to go for it? Like, without Demented Shaman, they don't have the Storm Cloud, and that could be a big deal. Shrunken did just get finished on Pebbles, though, and they're all Veiled Rotting. Oh, this could be big.
Not having Demented Shaman, it's risky. It is risky. But I can understand their temptation with the ward there. There's a ward set right on Conqueror as well. They get the vision. They can't get it in time. The Swiftblade picks it up, and now they're in a bad spot. Voodoo Jester gets caught out, and she's going to end up falling most likely. Yeah, there we go. Bound Eye drops on top of that. Yeah, Mojo.
Mojo.
Not helping.
Let's do it. Now, the Shaman is up, and really? But here, DS is going for the... is going to go for a staff, it looks like.
Yeah, you mentioned that earlier. It makes sense, especially with that powerful. I didn't even realize it's that powerful. Yeah. 37, also, 36 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. It also makes the cooldown kind of, not a big deal.
Yeah, well, it's really, 4 seconds of downtime. That's pretty much nothing. So, token on Swiftblade now, another 2,000 gold saved up. Voodoo Jester is going to be back up here. But obviously with the token, they're feeling pretty good about a push now.
Look at this, though. They're going to go now.
That's a big jump right there. Pebbles, he pops a Shrunken Head. The Swift Slash is cutting through. Not going to get a kill off the bat, though. Master of Arms in the background. He is kind of forced to fall back somewhat, but now he's pushing in as Mammon in the front lines with the Shrunken. But that Shrunken's going to be wearing off soon, as it does. And now Swiftblade goes right back in on the Pebbles. He takes the stun himself, minus the follow-up. Cannot get the transmute off, unfortunately. as the Legion team. Monkey King hasn't necessarily been going too crazy to fight, and they will fall back. So, not able to get anyone
It's
in
a
the
hold.
end. They do hold.
It's a hold. Yeah, like other than that, I don't know. Like they wanted to jump, but it was just unlucky with the swift slashes that they managed to bounce to the other heroes. Like I think Boxy would have been dead for sure. He is pretty tanky with 20 armor and of course match community, but I don't think it would have been enough. Man, they're gonna go for it though.
And they don't know. Sheepstick on a Madman. He opens on a Voodoo Jester, though. Team of the Master Call comes out. Voodoo Jester will go down. Pebbles in the background. Storm Spirit, though, on a mine is keeping himself alive. And now Pebbles, once again, he's just trying to run away. He already did his combo. Obviously, feeling threatened after that. Thinking about trying to go back in. But Ophelia gets picked off, by the way, by Master of Arms. Swift play, getting locked down. Nice Brutalizer proc, and he falls. That's the token. Monkey King's here, and they're going to jump on a Master of Arms. Look at the physical damage coming out. He doesn't stand a chance. He goes down. That's exactly what they're lining up for. Master or Fuzzy Sloth played that very patient right there on Monkey King, and they will catch Mammoth as well on top of it all, and they clean them up. A genocide for Complexity, and now they're going to take out the melee racks mid. I don't know if it's game necessarily, but that is a huge advantage all of a sudden for Complexity.
That it was, wow.
What do I say here?
What do I say here? No, like, really well played from the guys of Nullstone, or damn it, Complexity. Like, honestly, that was ridiculous. They managed to get them out of their base, and then, oh god,
it's not
again.
over yet. Another Swift Slashes. I feel like you just used that recently, but it comes back in. Takes out Maki again.
Only on the Pebbles was it used, but yeah, it's just the Sheepstick is doing so much work. Like, creds to Oscar, man. That Sheepstick has gotten them so many key kills. They managed to turn it around with the Shroud on the Swiftblade. So, I mean, usually he's doing the split up thing for Wingbow and then Shroud on top of it.
Okay.
But usually I'm skeptical about a Shroud because it seems like a very strange item almost. Genjuro is amazing in my opinion on Swiftblade, but the Shroud itself costs 3,300 gold, and you know, if you want to lock people down, there's of course a Basher, but it allows him to open. It serves the purpose of a PK in that sense, and it's been working out for him definitely. Like, the rev wards haven't been there to spot him out, and then he's also managed to survive a couple times because of it. Mobility is key.
40 minutes in, Complexity clearly having their biggest lead now of the game, and obviously putting BMG in a very tight spot here. And again, the lack of damage continues to be of concern, no doubt. Make also having to buy back right there the last fight, so he's down to 1 buyback, also spending a good amount of gold on that. So, you know, his next item obviously still is unknown, but still a little bit off on top of that. And, you know, something like a Savage Mace, of course, would be great right now, but especially if that is the case, he needs plenty of farm before we're going to be seeing that happening. You mentioned the idea of a Void Talisman on the Hellborn side going into the game, and no one even remotely going for it, or
or Storm Spirit or anything to try and save someone from a Swiftblade ulti. Like, it's pretty easy to get now with recent change that you need a major totem to get it, but people are just not trying for it. I mean, I understand that Pebbles doesn't want it, or Madman, or Moa of Arms. But definitely DS. I mean, looking at the farm that he has, I think a Void could really be effective this game.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's opting to go for the tankier route with both the Abyssal Vestments and Glowstone for ultimately that Staff of the Masters. So, yeah, I'm not sure what to think about it, because it makes sense to go Void, but at the same time, there's a Midas, as we've mentioned. There's a Swiftblade spin, and then there's the Hellflower, so you might not even be able to use it before he Hellflowers you. What would be fun to see on Fuzzy Sloth is a PK, so that he can truly position himself for the jump with the Hellflower, and then just go nuts. I've seen it before.
Yeah, no, that definitely wouldn't be a bad option here. I wonder, too, you know, something like an Assassin's Shroud on him, if he wants to go for that more of the initiation factor. I think could be good too and helps scale as far as damage goes, of course. Um, but you know, I was pulling up the hero damage charts, and I feel like Monkey King ideally would be a little bit higher on the charts. It's 11%. It's not like he's doing awful, but again, it kind of goes back to, I mean, he's 7-1-4, so I don't know. He's obviously been having a great game, but to me, I guess it just seems like Monkey King's just one of those heroes that will either just take over, snowball, and win the game for you that way, or you know, eventually tapers off and of no impact. But he's really kind of that middle ground. Like he's been useful, he's been doing a good job. He's just not necessarily being a shining star, I guess. So I don't know, it just feels funky to me. But I guess when Formless here, aka Beaverbanger, is 8-0-7 on Swift play, that also helps the whole
Yeah,
situation.
for sure. I mean, what we have in Fuzzy Sloth right now is he's doing a lot of running away because I've seen Madman on his tail constantly with that basher and through the shrunken. It's really annoying to deal with. That's what I've been saying. Madman is an annoying hero. So he's not really been able to jump the Demented Shaman or Voodoo Jester like the Midas and the Swiftblade have been, and then a lot of the damage just isn't there, so to speak. And then, yeah, I was actually thinking as well, he should just get a Demonic, straight up. Just get more of that tank factor and, you know, really finish the game. Because the Demonic will let them finish the game. They'll have so many team items that, yeah, the Hellborn side won't be able to keep up with it.
Yeah.
And
All
you
right.
already mentioned the negative armor is really nice, of course.
Coming out of the
So,
pause
yeah.
here.
All right, but I really haven't seen any cursed grounds coming out from Voodoo Jester.
No. No, I don't even think he's channeled his ultimate once.
Yeah.
Like, there's just been no opportunity, so.
I remember seeing quite some games where Voodoo Jester can either have an insane impact. Like, I think that this is what describes the hero perfectly. Either the hero has an insane impact and nobody thinks to target him, or it's a completely useless hero. And I think the latter is happening right now.
Well, again, it also just goes back to the funkiness of the lineup. They got, in essence, a double heal because Voodoo Jester, and usually you would consider more the aggressive ganker, especially earlier on, but with the build, I mean, it was making a statement of that's more of a team fight, that's more of a push strat. But this is not a team that screams push by any means, and it's kind of like they're almost unsure of what they wanted to go for here as far as a strat. But again, they are still in the game at 41.5 minutes in, at least. But
Madman is looking to go for the Savage next. He doesn't have a buyback, so this next fight might make or break it for them. And like BMG, they're really trying to hold on. I mean, look at this. They're 15k behind, but they're just trying so hard to stay in the game.
absolutely, obviously, again, they know how important this is. Qualify to move on to the next round of the Deadeye Bounty League, the bracket stage, and a lot more money to be made in that stage as well. So, wanting to do all they can to do so, but Complexity trying to ruin that party at the same time. As also getting a nice little bonus themselves as a result. And here we go, the jump in the middle lane. Pebbles, he just comboed. More so just chucked right now. He actually did combo, and now he's in trouble. They're trying to save him, but it's just not going to happen. It's going to be too much damage at the end, I'm sure. Yep, down he goes. They used everything defensively, and it still didn't save him. Demented Shaman, he's now in the background getting gone by Monkey King. He goes down. Swiftblade also putting in the auto attacks. Remember, they will get some nice lockdown on a Monkey King finally, but there's that Storm Spirit coming out, and he's going to buy time to lunge away, or what you would expect. He actually is getting locked down somewhat, but no, he is going to away in the foregrounds of Midas in trouble. But double tap for Formless there, and we're going to see a hat-trick probably. Well, a hat-trick for the team, we'll call it. And another near genocide. There's a vote to concede. GG, well played. Game 3 will go to Complexity. And that means they now have a 2-1 series lead. Again, it's not over, though. It is a best out of 5. But Complexity now up 2-1 over Bad Monkey Gaming. And congratulations to them.
Yeah, for sure. Very long game. I feel like there was not a lot of action, but there were still points that were really interesting, like the Hellborn's draft and how it didn't make any sense at all. But it still just kind of bothers me. I mean, Legion drafted a very similar to draft what they did before, and clearly Fusen didn't know how to counter it. But yeah, for the rest, I'd say well played to what you got again on the Ophelia. He only managed to die 3 times, but then again, that's the most anyone died of his team. There were only 7 kills from the Hellborn side.
Yeah.
That just goes to show how that game was.
Well,
I
yeah,
think.
any lineup with the Pebbles in it, you need way more kills than that, right? At 42 minutes into a game, so it's ideally, because of that alone, and it's also obviously many other reasons, but not going to happen there for BMG. So yeah, we'll see how Game 4 shapes up here, starting with that draft. But it seems like Complexity, they've got some nice momentum going here now, and we'll see how they continue on with it as well. They've won 2 games in a row here, so trying to finish it out with a 3rd game in a row, and that would ultimately knock out BMG once again up the Deadeye Bounty League, whereas BMG trying to force what would be a 5th and final game on top of that. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. Game 4 coming up next here on Honcast.